Breaking news this morning, a school cleaner has pleaded guilty to the rape and murder of teacher Stephanie Scott in regional New South Wales.
Love turned to grief, dreams destroyed by shocking violence. How did Australia let this happen to Stephanie Scott? Stephanie grew up in the small agricultural town of Leeton, NS Dollars. She was born in 1988 to loving parents Robert and Marilyn Scott. She had an idyllic childhood playing with her two brothers Stuart and Damien. Friends remember Stephanie as a bubbly, enthusiastic girl who brought joy to those around her. She was a talented dancer, accomplished in eisteddfods and musicals. She had a passion for travel and adventure. As a teenager, Stephanie began dating her high school sweetheart, Aaron Leeson-Woolley. The young couple fell deeply in love. When Stephanie moved away to college, Aaron missed her so much that he would drive 5 hours just to visit her on campus. Passion for teaching. After graduating, Stephanie achieved her dream of becoming a teacher. She loved shaping young minds. She taught at several schools before returning to Leeton High in 2014. The staff and students adored her. She was known for her innovative lessons, creativity, and warm presence. Outside the classroom, Stephanie touched many lives through volunteer work. She was involved in charity and community events. She even visited orphanages overseas. Her proud parents said she had a $1 million smile that lit up every room she entered. Her students remarked how she always took time to listen to their problems. She brought hope and inspiration to all who knew her. Stephanie shared her home in Leeton with her brother Stuart and her beloved grandma Scott, who she was very close to. Family was everything to her. Excited to start a family. She was extremely excited to start her own family with her fiancé, Aaron. After 5 years of dating, Aaron proposed to Stephanie in Europe when she was backpacking across Spain. The couple began eagerly planning their storybook wedding set for April 11th, 2015. Stephanie couldn't wait to walk down the aisle. Tragically, she never got that chance. Her life was cut short by a monster lurking within the high school halls she so loved. Vincent Stanford was a cleaner at Leeton High. He was born in 1990 in Leeton, but moved away after grade 6 when his parents divorced. His mother said he had a troubled childhood marked by obsessive behaviors. In 2014, Vincent moved back to Leeton and started working as a cleaner at the high school. He lived with his mother. Vincent seemed quiet on the outside, but inside, he was a very sick and dangerous man. No one knew that about him. Violent attack at school. Being Easter Sunday, the high school was closed, but Stephanie went in to prepare decorations and lesson plans for the upcoming week. She anticipated excitedly telling her students about her engagement when they returned from break. Vincent Stanford was also there, completing his Sunday cleaning duties. He later told police that when he saw Stephanie that day, he immediately intended to kill her. After Vincent saw Stephanie at school that day, he went back to his house. There, he got some scary things to use to hurt Stephanie. He had handcuffs, knives, and other bad items. The police later called this Vincent's rape kit. Vincent took these things and went back to the high school. He waited there for Stephanie to finish work. When she was done for the day, Vincent attacked her. He used the handcuffs and knives he brought. First, Vincent punched Stephanie until she passed out. Then he dragged Stephanie's unconscious body into a storage room at the school. Inside that room, Vincent sexually assaulted Stephanie in horrible ways. Then he stabbed her many times with a knife, killing her. Vincent murdered Stephanie in the most evil, cruel way possible. He attacked her with the weapons in his rape kit until she was dead. Desperate search for Stephanie. When Stephanie did not come home that night, her family knew something was wrong. It was entirely out of character for her to disappear. They pleaded desperately with police to search for her. As agonizing hours turned to days, hope faded that Stephanie might still be found alive. After Vincent killed Stephanie at the school, he started trying to hide what he did. First, he put Stephanie's body in his car and drove it to his house. He kept her body there for a while. Then Vincent drove Stephanie's body about 70 kilometers outside of town to a rural area. There, he burned her body until it was just ashes and bones. Shockingly, Vincent even took photographs of Stephanie's burnt remains. He took pictures of what he had done to her. Later, when the police found those horrible pictures, Vincent lied. He said he just got those pictures from a scary movie, not that he took them himself. During the time Vincent was burning evidence, Stephanie's family was so worried, They begged the police to find Stephanie. They did not stop searching for her, but Vincent was working hard to keep his crimes secret. After he burned the body, he cleaned out his car to hide any trace of Stephanie. Then he left her car abandoned in a field far from town. Vincent felt no guilt at all for robbing Stephanie of her life. He just went about his daily business, knowing he had ended her life in a horrific way. Vincent was an evil man who showed no remorse. The shocking arrest. It was almost a week after the murder, on the day Stephanie was supposed to marry Aaron, that Vincent finally got arrested. Everyone was shocked when Vincent admitted to killing Stephanie and took police to where he burned her body. No one knew this quiet, gentle-seeming man could do something so purely evil. He had been hiding his sick mind the whole time. Killing Stephanie made Vincent feel good. He said it was like a relief to him. Vincent's mother knew he was obsessed with weapons and harming others, but no one knew how bad it was until it was too late. At Vincent's sentencing in 2016, Justice Robert Hume remarked how he showed a chilling lack of empathy or remorse. Evidence proved Vincent was a serious danger to society. He was sentenced to life behind bars without the possibility of parole, the maximum penalty. It's the harshest sentence ever delivered in Leeton's courts. Vincent also received an additional sentence of 15 years for the sexual assault. He will never again breathe the air of freedom. Immeasurable loss and grief. But there is no punishment severe enough to make up for the devastating loss of Stephanie's life. Her absence left gaping holes in many lives. Stephanie's parents, Marilyn and Robert, have expressed unfathomable grief. She was their only daughter, a treasured member of the family. Attending Vincent's court hearings reopened painful wounds for them, but they bravely faced him in a beautiful victim impact statement. Stephanie's brothers also paid tribute to their little sister, who always dazzled them with her smile. Her close friendship with Grandma Scott was ripped away too soon, and her fiancé Aaron was left stranded at the altar, his dreams shattered in an instant. The couple had already endured time apart during Stephanie's travels. Now they were separated forever. Leeton banded together to honor Stephanie. They held candlelight vigils, memorial services, and established community awards in her name. Ribbons and flyers emblazoned with Stephanie's photo appeared everywhere. Stephanie's enduring legacy. Stephanie's death also resonated across all of Australia, striking a nerve with victims of violence nationwide. They brought a civil suit against the New South Wales Education Department, calling for better screening of school staff to keep predators away from children. The case led to systemic reforms. It also propelled movements supporting greater rights for victims' families and harsher penalties for violent crimes. Stephanie's death was not in vain. Her legacy is one of lasting change to protect and empower future generations. She will not be forgotten. Her loving family, her adoring students, her fiancé with a broken heart, they all keep Stephanie's memory alive and share her story. It's our duty to remember lives like Stephanie's.